Hey, boy, TV Brazil again. Talking once more, and let's talk about something a little bit lighter. I've been watching a lot of dark shit lately, so Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, the movie, not the series or the other series. Elvira's done a lot of work, but this review in particular is just going to focus on the first full-length feature film, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. So this one, I guess, if there is a canon to the Elvira films, is takes place after or during one of her initial series, but before the sequel, Elvira's Haunted Hills, and before her rekindled series in I'm not sure what year that was. Anyway, there's a lot of Elvira stuff. This movie came out in 1988, and it still holds up to a charming degree. So Elvira's quits her job as a horror hostess just because she's about to get her big break working a show in Vegas. However, Vegas called, they need more money. $50,000, otherwise they can't do her show. Well, so good to sync everything, but she just got a convenient telegram, but she mentions it's convenient, about her great aunt passing away and leaving her an inheritance. Thinking this could be her $50,000 paycheck, she goes to a picturesque, very repressed New England town in Massachusetts and stirs everything up. Her very appearance shocks and scandalizes the downright puritanical town, and chaos ensues. Rather than inheriting any money, she gets a house, a dog, and a cookbook, which turns out to be a spell book, which her great uncle, a conniving evil wizard, is desperate to get. Meanwhile, she's just trying to fix up the house enough to sell and maybe get a job in order to pay some bills. And she begins fighting with the local morality committee, as well as her spellcasting uncle. Aided by her now the poodle that she now has, which is essentially a familiar, the attractive and well-built movie theater owner, and a host of teenagers who she has charmed with her fun-loving demeanor and constant string of innuendos. The movie's a lot of fun. It is. It's not great by any means, but it has a lot of charm. It's easy to get hooked into Lyra's nonsense and shenanigans, and it's downright hypnotic. The It's just kind of a uplifting sort of bit of nonsense, really, but in a good way. Uh, there's very few things that actually warrant special effects. Like there's a few lasers thrown around here or there that look cheesy, but at one point when a monster is popping out of a pod, it does look really well done. And as always, Elvira's costume is eye-catching. Um, there's not too much really to go into detail on beyond the plot. The plot is just an excuse for a bunch of shenanigans scenes, but that's really all you're wanting in a film like this. It's not laugh out loud funny by any means, but it's an easy enough way to pass an hour and a half. And I've kind of been a fan of Elvira for a long time from her horror hosting days, so it was fun to see her actual movie finally. I'd been meaning to see this movie for years. Like, one of the video stores I used to work at owned a copy, but I took it and checked it out multiple times. But I never actually sat down to watch it. So finally got around to it. Glad I did. I would like to also see the sequel, Elvira's Haunted Hills, at some point, but there's a lot of movies on my radar, and right now I don't have easy access to that one, since this one is currently on Shudder, but there's a lot of Elvira stuff on Shudder, so maybe it'll turn up there as well. Um, yeah, I don't really have too much to say out of this one. It's worth seeing. MacGuffin-wise, this one's kind of hard to rate because it's campy, it's cheesy, but it wants to be. It's not funny enough to warrant a very high rating, but in just charm factor, I'll I'll give it this. I'm debating between 5 MacGuffins and 6. I'll give it 5 MacGuffins. It's nothing you need to rush out to see, but it's a good enough fun Halloween movie, really. Uh, Part of me wants to give it a 6, but I just don't think it. If the comedic time was just a little bit better, maybe it could get up there, but I can give it a 5 MacGuffins. So, right in the middle. All right, that's I think all I got on this one. So, everybody have a good night.